priorities?
Short-term priorities is to get the program managers online, to acquaint myself with all of the contracts and grants and all the funding that's coming in, and to make sure I have a full, complete understanding of why the money's coming in and what we're supposed to be doing, and then make sure that it's being done and what we need to do to get that done. Second thing is I want to establish an employee wage scale. Right now there's a disparity. We've got people doing the same job for different wages, and there's no apparent reason why that is taking place. We need to correct that. The third thing is we need to take a look at all of our policy manuals, and we need to make sure that we are operating by those manuals to the letter of the law. And the reason for that is there have been reports that the people say, those in power have said that this policy isn't working, and so they change it up and they go around it. Well, that's not the way it works. If the policy don't work, and they do need changing, they've been in place now for about 17 years. If they need changing, then they should go back to the council and be changed. But we want to make sure that we instill due process and fairness with the tribal employees. The tribal employees are the strength of our government, and the tribal employees are the ones that are also the messengers. They're the ones that deliver the services to you. We want to make sure they're treated fairly.
I agree with Judge Robinson on the first priority, to do a comprehensive program review, to look at our programs and our program directors and all of our personnel policies and manuals that operate our government. A lot of those are outdated. And I would move forward with looking at ensuring that the old policy, the good old boy system of who you know, not what you know, is no longer part of my presidency. And I would go strictly on qualifications and experience for these positions and these jobs. I think it's one of the important things our community is asking for. The second thing I would do is I would move forward strongly on Otter Creek and pick up where the last administration has left off and revisit the idea of impact aid money for the tribe to provide us infrastructure and capacity as a tribal government for our reservation. I think that's going to be a really important move, especially with the different elections going on nationally, regionally, and locally, which leads me into my third short-term goal would be to network. Network with other tribes, state agencies, national agencies, all the way up to our congressional representatives, and reach out to them. Let them know that we are doing a plan to better our reservation, our government, and our community. And that's going to start with one project. It's called the Community Mobilization Project, where we go and hear what the people want and what they need, and we try to meet those needs and include them in the vision for this nation. I think that integrity is important. I think that being able to stand for what is right versus what is popular is important. And I believe I have part of that as my character. I also believe I have resilience and strength. I've endured a lot as a young council member. I've endured a lot from elder statesmen on the council in my time serving our people with different views and different agendas. I've always stuck to the idea that if it's for the people, it will be right. And I've endured, like I said, a lot of criticism, a lot of name calling, a lot of negativity in my position, and I've withstood it. And I've been able to progress. I've been able to progress with projects, with legislation, even in my own life, progress personally despite challenges. You know, I was trained by the people for 8 years to do this job, and I think I just need the chance to be the president. I was trained at an early age, going to Costrip, and then going off reservation to college. I think I learned a lot in the diverse world out there, in dealing with different people and dealing with different cultures, to bring some insight that will help our people in the future. And I think the ability to always learn and not bring emotions into my decisions, and always do what's right for our people. And that's why that's a saying of mine. I speak, I work, and I fight for those not born yet.
Common sense, fairness, and honesty. And yes, I do believe I have these characteristics. I believe in the strengths, building on the strengths. I've seen the old style where you get a new boss or you get a new administration, and they come in and heads would roll, and people critical to the programs or whatever were without a job, and then other people were brought in. And it was based because they wanted change. They believed in change, and they believed that that's the way it is. The style that I have found that works for me is I go in and I evaluate. I've done this with every job that I've had. I evaluate. I look for the strengths and the weaknesses. I don't focus on the weaknesses. I focus on the strengths, because as you build on the strengths and you create a team effort, you have to bring the key people. If it's a small organization, every single employee. If it's a larger organization, the people critical to the success of that. You bring them together, you work on it. It takes teamwork, it takes effort, but it pays off because the end result is you have a quality service to the people, and that's what it's all about. That's the only reason that we're here in public office, is to do something for our people, and this is what works for me.
I lead by example. I hold myself to a high ethical standard, and I expect my co-workers to do the same. I also believe in the idea of consensus. I think there has to be an effort to work with the council. They are the decision makers, and the president's role is to enforce the law, enforce the resolutions that are passed. But I think it starts with having technical people being able to advise us on which laws or resolutions we are passing. I think it's important to get our smart Cheyennes involved in the decision-making process also. And we have key people that have experience in different venues that could assist us in developing policy, in developing laws to benefit our people here. And you know, I would go beyond, you know, these personal differences people have. Because again, it's for the people. We have to put these things aside. And I do agree also with the team approach. There is no one all that can save us. There is no one all that has all the great ideas. All the ideas I've heard in the past were all ideas before me. It's just implementing them is what we need to do. And that's the road I would take, and that's the path I would take in getting and accomplishing goals and actions from the tribe.
Thank you.